Welcome into the CHGO Blackhawks postgame show powered by ComEd. It's getting easier for your business to switch to electric vehicles. Learn more at ComEd.com/clean. Folks, you're not going to believe this, but the Blackhawks lost.
Again?
4-1 to the Nye Rangers, my second favorite squadron. It went how we thought it was going to go.
Pretty much, yeah.
It was a very good team against a very not good team, a depleted and injured team. I will say the middle part of this game was okay. The second half of the first period, the second period pretty good, but when you just don't have the firepower to score, especially when you've got a world-class goalie like Igor Shesterkin, and you never have the puck, this is what the final score is going to be.
Very challenging, and we talked about it in the pregame. We've talked about it all season about getting shots on net for the purpose of getting shots on net to cause rebounds, to cause deflections, just to put the defense on their heels. Something that they needed to do today, and when they had the opportunity to do it, I feel like they did a decent job of it. But when you don't have the puck for almost the entire third period, when you walk away with, 2 shots on goal in the third period? 3, maybe? Like, it was...
They actually ended the third with 9 shots on
9?
goal.
Oh, I must have stopped.
They moved it down to 8, but it was still like...
A lot of those came in the last, 2 minutes.
Yeah, there was a lot of garbage time.
Which, I mean, you can at least say, hey, they didn't pack it in at the end. You know, there have been a lot of nights where we've been like, well, they folded the tent early.
Yeah.
So they were at least still trying hard.
They were still hunting for the puck, but it's just a Rangers team that's miles better than them that just were able to play keep away, keep the pressure on. And that's what really good teams can do, is when they get out to a lead and they don't concede it. They don't take their foot off the pedal, and they keep possession of the puck. They keep the puck in the offensive zone. They keep going for more goals. That's what we hope to see from the Blackhawks relatively soon, a team that's able to do that. And they're just not able to do that because they don't have the guys that can.
You know what I can't wait for this Blackhawks team to hopefully one day be able to accomplish? Passes like the Rangers.
Yeah.
The Rangers were just, I mean, yes, they have elite guys out there like Zibanejad and Adam Fox and Panarin, but they just... Wherever they wanted the puck to go, it got exactly where they wanted to be all night long. That Panarin goal was just a crazy pass.
And Panarin made a crazy pass to Trouba too, right?
Yeah.
Was that on the backhand on that soft? Is that the one?
I think he was trying to do a little too much, and it still got to Trouba. It didn't look highlight reel worthy, but
he was kind of weaving through traffic and put a backhand right in a tape to him. It was I mean, you're right. They're Globetrotters on ice.
They put the puck wherever they want to, and the Blackhawks can't even get it to the guy 5 feet away from them without trouble.
Well, and after the first period ended, we flipped over to ESPN to watch the announcement of Connor Bedard being an All-Star.
It was a shocking announcement.
And we got about 4.5, 5 minutes of Bruins and Penguins, and it just looked like a completely different game.
Yeah.
Just the skill level of those two teams, watching them play compared to having just watched this game where it's, one team that's destined for the playoffs and one that's destined for the lottery. It was just like, oof, like you could just visually see it's a different style of hockey with the talent levels being that different.
Even the simplest of passes is made difficult by the Blackhawks.
Yeah.
Like we talked about it last game. There was I believe it was on a power play. From point to point, they fumbled the puck with no one defending it.
No pressure.
You see like a little pass made, and it's just out of reach. That happens time after time after time with this team, where even the simple is difficult. And I think part of it is, A, you just don't have a ton of talent on the team, and B, is the more it happens, the more you're in your head. This kind of goes back to the shooting thing, too. of, well, we're having no luck. I can't seem to score, so I'm not going to shoot. And now when the whole team can't score, nobody wants to shoot.
Somebody has to.
It's kind of the same mentality of I have to be perfect, and I was the opposite of perfect, where it's just play the game. We watch this team practice. In practices where there's no pressure, passes are on a tape. They're crisp. People are moving with speed. Like, passes back and forth work. Through traffic, they work because they're not thinking about it. They're just playing the game. And that's where this team needs to find. And I don't know where it's going to come from, because when you are the worst team in the NHL, there is no cupcake coming up on the schedule. No. Every team's better than you. And the ones that, sorry to keep talking, and the ones that you thought were going to be those teams have kicked a living bejesus out of you when you played them.
Right.
So I don't know where it's coming from. It just has to, they just need some luck.
Yeah. It's just, you're down to a point where you're missing. It's comical how many guys that they're missing and the quality of player that they're missing from this team with injuries and stuff. You're just kind of down to the bare bones of what you have. And I don't know, you're just out there saying, go get them, put out a good effort. We'll see what happens. It's a feeling that I relate to on obviously a completely different level, but my senior year of high school football, we finished the year with 13 healthy players, and 4 of them were freshmen. Like, it was, we was just down and beaten with injuries and just didn't have the bodies. And every game was just like, just don't go out there and die on the field. Just put out a good effort. That's all you're looking for. And it's tough. And these guys, as professionals as they are, I'm sure in the back of their mind, every night they go out, they're like, oof, all right, here we go. Like, going to New York, it's the Rangers, and then we got the Devils. Like you said, like, there is no like relieving game coming.
No. Oh, it's like Greg said before the game in our pregame show. The goal was to not have any injuries and to put up a good effort.
We did it.
So it's a win.
Hey,
I said
more goals than injured players.
More goals than injuries.
They got it.
We did it. Take it. It's a moral victory, because that's the only victories we're getting from here on out are the moral ones.
Yeah,
yes. Nobody got hurt. That's good.
Yeah. I'm telling you,
it's one less game we have to watch. That's good.
It is tough to watch, and as much as I love watching hockey, and we've gotten to the point of the year where I'm like, oh God, I just know how this is going to go, and I know what the post game is going to be like.
Yes, the post
game
will
be
same
as the first.
Post game will be trade for bring in this guy, bring in this guy, bring in this guy. Random guy. I just thought
why didn't they bring back Vinny Hinostroza off waivers?
Like, never changes. I'm hoping if and when this team gets healthier, things get a little better on the ice. Having Seth Jones is definitely going to make things better.
It just stabilizes things.
And then you can put guys in their proper position on the back end, and you have a guy that will, go out and get a puck if he has to. It will make things better. Andreas Athanasiou, we rag on him all the time for his inability to finish, but he's an NHL player.
Yes, he is.
Mm-hmm. And that are not many of those guys on this roster right now.
His speed element is missing real bad.
Well, I mean, look, let's do it now. I don't wear khaki pants, Peg City Hawks fan. I have a massive fear of swass. And
that's why you got to get you some khaki jeans.
All right, I'll think about it.
Khaki colored jeans I got on. I have the same problem.
Yeah, I have SWAS awareness. It's SWAS awareness month.
But nobody will be able to see that when you're sitting on a chair.
Until I stand up.
Well, but you're not on camera when that happens.
Anyway.
Unless I take a picture of it and tweet it out.
So you mentioned the speed missing, and there's a reason that since his return, Colin Blackwell has been one of the better Blackhawks because he can actually skate fast.
He's like the second fastest Blackhawk on the team right now.
Yes, he makes things happen, and he's one of our nominees for 4-star of the game. So get your votes in. The 3 stars of the game, number 3, Jacob Trouba with a goal. Number 2-star, Vincent Trocheck with 3 assists. Ho-hum.
Jeez.
And Artemi Panarin with a goal and an assist. So your 4-star nominees, Colin Blackwell, who had a goal, was a +1 with 3 shots and 6 shot attempts. New Hawk Jaycob Megna, 15:51 of ice time. A beautiful assist from goal line to opposite blue line.
It was
on the tape to Boris Kachuk.
That got there in a hurry.
That would have been illegal 30 years ago.
Yeah, it was a great pass. 2 shot attempts and 2 block shots. And Kevin Korchinski, 21:52, 1 shot attempt 4. He was on the ice for 12 shot attempts for the Hawks and 11 against, among the team leaders in possession. So solid game for him. We're going to get to him a little bit because there was another Korchinski shoot the effing puck moment.
Yeah.
But can I encourage everyone, just so they can see the graphic, to vote for Jaycob Megna? If you're on the fence and you're not sure who to vote for, just click the Megna button.
Yeah. He's new here.
Yeah.
Just give him.
And you want to see
see
the great Photoshop work that Steven has done to prepare for Jaycob Megna's arrival.
Yeah.
If I have to tip the vote, that's how I'll do
We're
it.
going to see it one way or the other because it's our show. We're gonna do
That's
whatever
true.
we want,
That's
but
true.
it would be nice to see it
Yeah.
rise into the frame.
And while you're there voting on the poll, you can feel free to smash that like button for us too. And subscribe to the YouTube page. And podcast listeners, make sure you leave us a 5-star review and subscribe wherever you can. But yeah, so Blackwell's speed has made him stand out and made him be a difference. And like last year, that was a guy we would kind of laugh at his expense. Like, oh, he's fast, but he falls down.
Yeah.
Dude, now he's like the one guy out there that I can count on for a decent stat line at the end of every game.
Yeah, I mean, he's come back into the lineup and just put in hard work and straightforward games and efforts, and every night has brought it. And he's actually getting a lot of reward for the efforts that he's putting in, both in responsibilities and being played up the lineup. Part of that is a necessity, but also part of that is merit based. And on the ice too, like tonight's goal was a great play, great setup, great read by him to get into the open area, and he made an awesome move on one of the best goaltenders in the league on Shesterkin. And so he gets rewarded for that effort, those efforts in the play, and he did right after the goal, drew the penalty right off the faceoff.
Yeah.
Like he's been very impactful since coming back, and that's a message that he got from Richardson after last season, and that he's implemented this season since he's come back from his surgery. And he's finishing checks. He's being harder to play against. He's playing with a purpose, and that's what you want to see from across the board. All these guys. If this entire roster could come out and have effort levels consistently like Colin Blackwell has shown, we'd be talking about this team like we did last year, where hey, maybe you lost 5-4, but damn it, you were right there in the game, kind of thing. And we haven't had that this season. So hopefully that can rub off on some of these guys the rest of the way.
Yeah, that's the hope. A lot of people, by the way, asking about the status of Jones and Athanasiou. We got a bit of an update at the end of last week from Luke saying that Seth is probably going to start skating when they get back.
He was hoping by the end of the road trip.
Yeah.
So maybe he's already started.
Hopefully.
With no practices here, obviously we don't have
access.
we don't get to see it. There. I would imagine they're going to practice on Saturday.
I would imagine.
So that will be a good practice the first day back after a 5-day road trip. Get out there and see what's going on. And Athanasiou, he's dealing with a groin, and when your biggest weapon is your speed, you got to have your legs.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I think they were hopeful he was going to start skating, and then Luke didn't exactly say it was a setback. It just didn't get better as fast as they wanted to.
He went for a second opinion. So trying to figure out maybe.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily a setback. It just wasn't healing.
There wasn't progress.
It was. It was kind of just stagnant. So they said he was in the gym working out, and then they pulled him out of that because it wasn't getting any better. And I think he was just starting to get back into the gym again. And that's just basically probably like riding a bike. Or just getting your heart rate up and conditioning.
If you're not on the ice, it's not.
No, and he hasn't skated in going on 2 months now. So even when he does start skating, it's going to be a while before his game action. So it sucks. But, you know.
When you got Joey Anderson. And
Joey Anderson, they're kind of hopeful he will be back shortly after.
Thank you. He's between Jones and Anthony.
Yeah, they said.
I believe so, yeah.
Richardson has said twice that he's after Jones, but not far after him as far as timetables. So we'll see. You know, it's pretty crazy when you're like, God, I can't wait for Joey Anderson to get back.
Yeah, really.
Whoa. I mean, he was again one of those more effective guys when he was here, and as soon as he was making an impact, boom, injury.
Well, and Luke said it before the game too. Like the Beauvillier one too is painful because he was finally starting to kind of like find his rhythm here.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of times we think you guys come and they're just automatically just pick up where they left off with their last team. It's almost never the case. It takes some time. It takes a couple weeks to acclimate to your new roster, to your line mates, to your teammates, to the way of life, to the coaching staff, to the system and everything. And we were just seeing Beauvillier kind of get a hold of everything and put together 2-3 really good games in a row. And now he's out for a while. So it's like, anytime it seems like there's a little bit of, you know, daylight showing, you just suffer another setback. It's tough. Like and for Luke to say, what did he say before the game? He gets mesmerized by their injury board.
Yeah, right.
You said it after last game, Greg. You think that the injured team could probably beat the NHL team right now?
Not probably. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean,
it's their ass.
It's
I mean, if you had a healthy Taylor Hall, Andreas Athanasiou, Seth Jones, Joey Anderson, Anthony Beauvillier, who else am I missing? Those guys would destroy this team.
You would think. It's rough. It's rough. And some people in the chat, like No Roy said it, and Kurt says Athanasiou is not the answer. No one's saying he's the answer.
I'm not looking for answers.
But
there is no answer.
Someone that's an NHL
There's
player.
no answer for this team this season.
No.
That's not.
Everybody in the chat after every loss, it's the same thing over and over again. We need this guy. We need this guy. Nobody's walking through that door this year that's going to save this team.
Phil Kessel.
It is what it is. I want Phil Kessel, but even if he shows up, guess what? This team still sucks.
Yeah.
There's still not enough talent.
His wins above replacement is not 50.
Yeah, so I mean,
nice.
if it was, he wouldn't be sitting on the couch watching us right now.
Right, yeah.
He'd be on the ice somewhere.
I think he's got the Al Bundy, the one hand on the pant.
Probably.
Sitting there watching us.
He's
wearing
one of his hands has got.
Well, I mean, you know,
If he's wearing pants.
he's probably in the boxers. Let's be honest.
One of his hands is
he's
holding
not
a
in
hot
hard
dog.
pants mode by any means. Yeah. I mean,
comfy gym shorts.
and there's also people in the chat saying, you know, that Luke has lost a team. Like, what do you want him to do? Look at this roster.
And these comments are only going to get worse. It's just look at the roster, look at the team. This season is not. It's went from a season with very little expectations to basically, let's just get out of this. Let's get through these last 33 games without anybody dying on the ice.
We thought best case scenario, fully healthy coming into this year. We said, is this team maybe 10 points better than last year?
Yeah.
Which would have, instead of third worst in the league, it's
There's
fourth
Bundy.
worst in the league, right?
Yeah.
Like, great. That's
Right.
fully healthy.
Right.
Now you are completely
Taking almost
unhealthy.
You're taking almost every important player off the.
Yes.
You know, not important. Every legit NHL guy, you're plucking them off the roster.
Yes. And like in Blackhawks Hockey 98 says our next problem now is adding the right pieces. Yes. And if you read Scott Powers today, he did a what I'm hearing about the Blackhawks, which he does every now and again, and he kind of speculated, and Scott's never just fully speculating, that they probably won't bring in a big long-term free agent next summer because they need to see what they have in the pipeline. They like their prospects with Nazar, and go down the list as we do every show. You know who we're talking about, but they don't know exactly what they are in terms of NHL players. Honestly, I don't care. If there's an opportunity to bring in a stud, you do it, and then you figure it the F out later.
Yeah, if William Nylander was going to be a free agent, and it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case now, but should he have been a free agent in the summer, I would have been saying, yes, go get him.
Right.
But if you don't, it doesn't derail everything. Like you can still see what you have in the prospect system as they move on to their professional careers and hopefully NHL careers. But I would still say you got to do something more than what you did the summer before and last summer. Do something a little bit more. Maybe it's not William Nylander. Maybe, but at least, and if you're not thinking long term, Steven Stamkos, if he's a free agent,
give him 2 years.
You want to give him 2 years and $9 million?
Yep.
Fine.
Absolutely.
That $9 million that you're going to need in 2 years from when, Bedard and Korchinski and all these guys need contracts, you could take it off the books.
And in fairness, Scott did say that a short-term thing is not out of the question.
Yeah.
He said specifically long-term big investments in players. By the way, the Nylander thing, that was from the Bistinet podcast. I think Whitney is the one who said that they're getting close to a deal with Nylander for what was it, 8 years, 11.25 or whatever.
I saw it from LeBron.
But then I heard
it's coming from all the sources.
Well,
Chris Johnston said it.
Our guys on What Chaos I was listening today were paraphrasing Elliot Friedman, who said, "Pump the brakes on that because Michael Nylander, the father of William and Alex,
former Blackhawk,
wants more money than what Toronto is offering, and he is a huge influence on what William will decide to do."
Isn't he his agent?
I don't know if he's officially his agent,
Oh.
but he is certainly involved in everything the Nylander brothers are involved in. And look, I think that Toronto needs to say, look, $11 million for that. That's about right to me for William Nylander. I know he's having a great year this year.
11.5, yeah.
That's about right. That's the Pasternak deal.
Yeah,
almost
roughly.
identically.
Yeah.
I think
Pasternak's like 11.6 something
like that. Yeah, but it's in the same ballpark. But if I'm the Hawks, I'll throw him $13 million for 4 years.
He's not.
Why not?
He's not taking a 4 year deal.
not that short of a deal though.
He's not taking 4 years.
He'd want the long term investment.
Well,
but
I mean,
the Blackhawks could give him $13 million for 7 years if they wanted to.
Right. It just doesn't appear that they want to.
Yeah.
And why would he take a 4 year deal here where there's plenty of other teams that if he's going to take a short term deal, it's going to be with a contender. It's not
take
be
it with a
come
team that's
here
going to
and-
that's going to contend. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I like William Nylander, but he should not be making more money than David Pasternak.
well, I think part of it is
He's in that same
timing
level.
And, the cap going up.
Yeah,
and all that
everybody's
stuff.
Right,
contract goes up.
I understand, like you know, a 2
inflation,
year,
thanks,
all that
Obama.
stuff. But
Yeah.
when
And the exchange rate,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to see them do something beyond more of what they did this summer. And look, the Taylor Hall thing made all the sense in the world. It checked all the boxes. It was relatively inexpensive. It was short term. It's like, hey, if he's healthy, he's not healthy.
Right.
And he'll be here next year, allegedly. But I want something a little. No, nothing is guaranteed. But I think we all knew Taylor Hall was far from a guarantee to be healthy.
Yeah, right. Well, he came into the season like hoping to be healthy right at the beginning. So, yeah, it was already kind of a roll of the dice. You know who is a free agent this summer, or is scheduled to be at least, that's not going to be as expensive
Tavo.
as William Nylander, but could be impactful is Teuvo Teravainen.
That makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
It checks a lot of boxes for the Hawks, too, because he can kill penalties. He can get the puck from people that have the puck.
He can play on a power play.
He can pass. He can score. He can play on a power play.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can do center and wing.
He's lived in Chicago before.
It makes all the sense in the world. I
He's
love that.
Scared your daughter?
He did scare my daughter. But I really, the Stamkos one to me,
Get them both. Fuck it.
you could absolutely get them both.
You have the money to get both of them.
And who
On a
better?
on a short-term deal?
I mean, you want to talk about like teaching young players how to win and how to do things the right way. Steven Stamkos is like the dude.
A stand-up guy.
Yeah. That's the
I
kind
would
of
love
guy
that,
you want
yeah.
to bring in. I
I would love that. Teravainen, Bedard, Stamkos. There's your top line next year.
Love it. You know what else I love? Electric vehicles. I don't have one yet, but someday I will. And it's getting easier for businesses
Well, you got
like
all
Charlie
those-
the Bacon guys.
You got that fleet of trucks.
Yeah. It's getting easier to switch to electric vehicles. That's something we can all get behind for the health of the planet and for the well-being of all of us who share it.
You said it there, non-khaki pants wearing guy.
That's
The
right.
electric grid is evolving to meet your cleaner energy needs as we all move with the confidence towards an electric tomorrow. Whether you have just one delivery van or a whole fleet of shipping trucks, ComEd will help guide you to make the changes that just make sense.
Greg, what should business owners do?
Well, if you own a business, go to ComEd.com/clean to learn about the resources, fleet rebates, and infrastructure incentives. Two back-to-back inwards is not palpable. Available to help the businesses go electric. If you own a business, don't wait. Start making your plan today to switch to electric vehicles. Good for business, good for the planet, good for all of us. Go to ComEd.com/clean.
ComEd.com/clean.
That's it, but wait to the end of the show.
Too late.
Or go now and see how
Distracted.
going electric connects us all to a better way of doing business, a better future for generations.
Close all your
My
tabs.
God, it works.
Did you close all
It's
your
a real
tabs?
website.
What was that? What was that?
Yes,
what was that one tab? Can we read that one on the air?
I think that one
I'm
was.
loyal to Rosie.
No.
You bit bored? What do you think of these?
Would you smash? Hey, you know who would smash?
The
The
one I won't
Midtown
block.
Athletic Club would. And they have 4 Chicagoland locations in Palatine, Bannockburn, Willowbrook, and right here in Chicago with the Midtown Athletic Club and Hotel. And right now, for the month of January, Midtown is offering no initiation fees at their Bannockburn, Palatine, and Willowbrook locations.
Did you say no initiation fees?
No initiation fees. Yes.
What a natural conversation we're having.
Take that initiation fee and chuck it out the window at those 3 locations. So if you're an individual or a family with kids or someone looking to make some lifestyle changes, the Midtown Athletic Club has the amenities and options for you. They have amazing locker rooms, wet and dry saunas, indoor and outdoor pools and hot tubs. They have some of the best workout equipment available, high-intensity interval training, yoga, boxing, cycling, group fitness, everything under the sun. I know the Bannockburn location has like a 25-yard football field for you to do all your football field workouts on. And if you like tennis, the Midtown Athletic Club is the place for you. They have tennis courts and programming that is USTA professional quality all the way, and dozens of indoor and outdoor courts available to you. So head over to midtown.com/CHGO to find out more about the location nearest to you and to schedule your Midtown Athletic Club tour.
Did you say midtown.com/CHGO?
I did. And that's C as in CHGO, H as in A. Is this bit old? G as in golly.
God, this bit's
I
old.
love this bit. And O as in, oh my God, it's CHGO.
Oh my God! It's
All right.
this bit again.
We've got some super chats to get to. Let's knock those out. Steven says, with $5, says, come on, hello. Come on, fellow Hawks fans. This team wasn't going to be the cup favorite just because of Connor Bedard. Even the last dynasty took years to assemble. That is a good point.
That's true.
Thank you.
And 2 GMs.
Test My Tickles is
GMs.
back.
3 GMs.
3 GMs.
And with a $2 super chat, says, I'm sorry, guys, but tank standings. No!
Nah.
Not
No,
yet.
Can't do it.
Can't. Yeah.
We promised ourselves we wouldn't do it.
What's the cutoff point for that? At some point, it'll be.
Well, if we haven't
Could-
hit
it
it by
could be
now, there
relevant.
is now.
You're
After
right.
the trade deadline, could that be it?
After the
I
trade,
think that's fair.
Treads.
You have a really good
Yeah.
idea of what the team is and where it's
I
going.
mean, we
the rest
already
of the
have
season.
that,
Well,
but-
Yeah, we have predicated. It's
I
going,
just don't
it's
want
going
the
like
post-game-
this around the
I
toilet
just-
bowl.
The reason we're not doing it is because it made post-game shows effing dreadful last year.
Well,
People were mad when
they're
they
not-
won.
They're not that great this year either.
I know, but I just couldn't. It was like when they would win a game, we'd be,
Right.
we're just all we're gonna do is hear people bitch about how they're ruining the tank, and it was exhausting and miserable.
I think it's. Yeah. Yes. It was.
It's gone from you're ruining to tank to now you're ruining the rebuild.
It's also Bedard was the end all be all of sucking last year.
Right.
This year, while Celebrini is a really great player, it's not the same. Not the same level.
No, it's not
so
the
you're
same
not.
thing,
It's not the same nosedive for the number one odds as it was last year.
And I just have people remember that Alexis Lafreniere, who I thought looked very good in this game, and yeah, part of it's playing with Panarin, but part of it is he just looks like a better player.
Yeah.
It's taken him, what, 4 years
This is
now?
4th year.
This is his 4th
To,
season.
like, start to look like someone who should have been worth. And he was a no doubt
Yep.
first overall. Like, that was almost like almost Bedard level in terms of the certainty of the pick.
The certainty, yeah.
Yeah,
certainty.
it was from the end of the draft the year before. It was who's going to get Lafreniere.
Mm-hmm.
That was the thought.
It was also not a great draft.
No.
Well, and Quentin Byfield too, the number 2 pick behind him.
And
He's taken
just
time too.
He dealt with some injuries, but yeah, these guys take time, and Lafreniere, I don't think ever going to hit the level of being worthy of a number 1 overall pick, but he's definitely doing better. I mean, it helps, as you mentioned, he's playing with Panarin. That's going to make anybody's stats look better.
Usually.
But he's playing more. He's got a coach that actually has instilled some confidence in him.
Yeah.
That he's not looking over his back, that every time he fumbles a puck in the neutral zone, he's worried about getting stapled to the bench or playing 8 minutes. Like he was under Gerard Gallant. So he's progressing. That's something to keep in mind when you start talking about guys like Lucas Reichel, who's essentially in his first full NHL season.
Yeah.
And so, same draft. Wasn't Reichel the same draft as last?
Yeah.
He was
same
2020.
draft class. So it's going to take some time for some of these young kids. I know we love to fawn over these prospects. 4 of them are playing for the gold medal tomorrow in Sweden, 12:30 on the NHL Network. In case you're wondering where you can watch that game, I know we think they're all going to be here and they're going to be Connor Bedards. It's just not going to happen. Some of those guys are never going to get here.
Yeah.
Either they're going to get traded for something else, or they're just not going to be NHL players. And Celebrini. I know he's a really good player, but he's not the generational talent that everybody was going for last year.
Yeah, the separation between him and the rest of the class isn't the same.
Yeah, I mean, hey, dude got shut off the score sheet twice in World Juniors, and Canada ended up losing both of those games. Not a coincidence.
Yeah.
But I like my prospects to score when it matters. Just saying.
I like. Michael Evans in the chat has a good point here. A lot of the 20 draft year players are coming into their own, except Reichel. Well, that I think we underestimate the lost time of development for a lot of these guys because of all the COVID shutdowns. Like the OHL lost an entire season. Yeah. Some guys only played half a season, and all in these formidable years of their young development between 17, 18, 19 years old. So a lot of that has been delayed off of what a normal development path might actually be. So you see a guy like Jack Hughes, or Lafreniere, like these guys that didn't right out of their draft year blow it up, or 2 years out or whatever. Like it took some time for them to get to that point. So I think we're seeing some of those guys in that 2019, 2020, 2021 draft classes that they're going to take a little bit of extra time because of how screwy things were right when they were, in that right at the peak of that development stage. So I think that's also a consideration. Different guys are going to have different paths.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So much lost time there. And as you look at that draft class, Lafreniere, we just talked about. Quentin Byfield's coming into his own. Stützle was probably the first, him or probably Lucas Raymond, the first 2 to kind of jump out of that class.
Yeah.
And really be
I think if you were going to redraft
good.
that, Stützle would be number 1.
Yeah.
Probably.
Jake Sanderson, Jamie Drysdale, Alexander Holtz, Jack Quinn, Marco Rossi, Cole Perfetti is really coming on this year.
Rossi and Perfetti.
Askarov, Lundell, Seth Jarvis, Dylan Holloway, Amarov, Gouli, and then Reichel. So
it was a weird draft year because of all the COVID stuff.
There's a lot of good players in that draft.
Yeah, and then it seems that the further you go down in that first round, the better the players get.
Yeah.
And you just look at a guy that we hear all the time just because he's from the area. Alex Turcotte, 5th overall pick by the LA Kings.
Yeah.
2019,
the year before. 5th overall. I know
he's played 12 NHL games?
I know he's dealt with some injuries. He has played 12.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a point in the NHL yet. 5th overall. So, this is why this year, last year, this year, and next year, Kyle Davidson has built up his draft capital.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
extra first-round picks. All this stuff. That's why. Because just because you have a first-round pick doesn't guarantee he's going to be a great player. If you get 2, you got a better chance of getting at least 1.
More darts at the board.
Yeah, more scratch-off tickets, because that's all draft picks are, except the rare occasion a Connor Bedard comes down the pipe, and that's not a scratch-off ticket. That's the rare, sure thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Adrienne says Lucas is coming around. He needs help as much as Bedard does. And look, like, I think he's gotten some opportunities in the top 6 and hasn't done much with them. But I will say, since Lucas moved him to the bottom 6, I think we have seen more of what they're looking for from Reichel. Again, ended this game with, I think, just 2 shot attempts, but was carrying the puck into the slot. He made a really nice pass on, who had the one-timer? I forget who it was, but it was a real nice setup. Like, you're seeing him make the decisions to attack rather than retreat a lot of the time, and that's what he's looking for. That's what Luke is looking for from Reichel. So hopefully he can put that together. And, like, look, at some point, he's going to have to put Reichel with Bedard again. Yeah. You have to figure it out. You have to see what you can do, and you're getting no offense generated at all, even if it's for a period. Just to see what happens, you got to do it.
It seems like for Luke, it's a consistently playing within the system and playing with effort for Reichel. He's not just going to hand him being on Bedard's line. Like, he wants to see him, like, work to earn that spot and keep it. So I've seen some of the same things from Reichel, where it's just like some games he's really engaged, he's being active, he's he's playing the puck with purpose, and then there's times where it's just like, did he even play tonight, kind of thing. So I think for Richardson and where he's putting Reichel in the lineup, it's more or less it's a very clearly merit-based thing, not just you're Lucas Reichel, you're a skilled winger, we're going to put you in the top 6 because we should. Like, he's making him earn it.
There was a comment up a little bit too. I wanted to get to Blackhawks Hockey 98. How about that rumor about Elias Pettersson joining the Hawks not too long ago? That's not a rumor. Those people need to, just saying something out loud doesn't make it a rumor.
Can we?
And as sexy as it is, and as many clicks as it generates,
it was random speculation. Not a
don't
rumor.
Be surprised. It might just happen. Well, even though I know he's a restricted free agent, they're just throwing shit at the wall.
Can we hockey bro for like 30 seconds?
Yeah.
All right, dude. I'm just saying,
bro.
Say okay, it. Like,
hold on, wait.
I'm just saying, Pettersson with Bedard, bro.
Oh, beauty.
Man,
bro.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine? I mean, it's gonna cost you 8 first-round picks, but bro.
Well, you're not reporting it though.
I'm just saying, oh man,
bro. All right, Steven, cut that up. Put that out there. Rumor.
Put that on Twitter.
It's happening. It's official.
Instagram, TikTok. And make it real quick cuts, like no space between any of our words. Just quick cut, 15 seconds. We'll get 1 million clicks.
And make sure the thumbnail is all of us like, like that's what it's got to be.
Yeah,
that's what's got. I think that should see. I'd rather do that than tank spins. I'd rather do bro hockey moments.
Right, I'm fine with that, but I was a little offended that to get in bro mode you had to turn your hat back.
You look good. You have
sitting right here.
Great hair. The hat backwards on you is good. It's not douchey.
All right,
but
good save.
Yeah, no, you wear the fitted hat backwards, which is how it's made to be. You're good, man. It's different. It's different.
That should be our. I want that to be our. New
for the record, if Elias Pettersson would like to come to Chicago,
wonderful.
We will greet him at the airport. We'll bring Tracy McGrady and Benny the Bull and everybody with us, and we'll make sure he feels welcome. But it's that's not a. I don't want to. I'm not Blackhawks Hockey 98. This is not directed at you, but in general, media literacy in this country is for shit. 3 bros talking about, wouldn't it be amazing if this happened, and don't be surprised. Don't be surprised doesn't mean anything.
Don't be surprised means there's a 1% chance it might happen.
Means be very surprised if it actually happens.
Yeah. Don't be surprised if Jaromir Jagr decides to play one more year in the States. And wouldn't it be nice if he played with Bedard? Then he could say that he played with Lemieux and Bedard. Don't be surprised. Like, that's what they're doing. So, yes, work on your media literacy. What is journalism? What is not? What is a
I would love to see that.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man. Yager, he's still putting
Make
up...
the team faster.
He's still putting up points.
It's pretty sad when a 51-year-old would be like the fourth fastest guy on your team.
How long until he's like the second or third leading scorer on the team?
4 games. He only needs to get like 8 points.
That would be a lot of fun.
That would be fun.
For the record, I'm on board with Yager coming to
So,
Chicago.
have you heard that rumor about Jaromir Jagr coming to the Blackhawks? Maybe we'll get... Don't be surprised if Nikolai Habibulin comes back with him.
Hey,
he
Wants a third stint with the Blackhawks.
He's
Don't
coming
be
back.
surprised.
He's coming back.
is he 53 or 39 the third time around? Got to change it again.
53 is his age.
He's got to do the Alexei Zhamnov 3 numbers thing.
So he's
Three numbers, wow.
93?
Sure.
It's available.
If
All
Doug
right.
Gilmour will give it to him.
Doug Gilmour's got other problems.
All right, we got to talk about the youngest All-Star in NHL history, Connor Bedard. We're going to do that on the other side of this break, but we want to remind you about our friends at Empire Today. With Empire Today, you get shop at home convenience, the right products for your needs, quick and professional installation, and a low price guarantee. Empire Today is the best place to get new flooring. So, of course, they have copycats. Empire, though, can't be beaten on quality, service, or speed. Don't get those low-quality products that their advertisers put out there. You don't want their competitors, rather. You don't want that. It's bad stuff. Empire's not going to promise you the lowest prices because anyone that does that is putting flooring in your home that they would not put in theirs. Empire's philosophy is to help you find what you need and not overwhelm you with thousands of choices and substitutes. What they leave out of their selection is as important as what they put in. Really cool feature at Empire Today is their virtual floor designer. It's a great way to see how new floors will look in any space. It's easy. You just snap a picture of the room you want to put the new flooring in and instantly see how your new floors will look. It's awesome. Shopping for floors at a big box store, that's frustrating. You might talk to someone today who was working in plumbing yesterday. Flooring is all Empire Today does. They live and breathe flooring, and who doesn't? So you can be confident you're getting honest, upfront advice. Schedule a free in-home estimate today. All listeners can receive a $350 discount when they use promo code CHGO. Restrictions apply. See empiretoday.com/CHGO for details.
Yeah. Flooring is fun. You know what else is fun? Spurch, sports merchandise.
Yes.
Yes.
Spurch. We invented that word a while ago. I'm bringing it back. Darn it.
Yes.
And we know the best place to get your Spurch, otherwise known as sports merchandise, that would be our friends over at FOCO. This read is slightly outdated, but you could definitely get hoodies, shoes, signs, bobbleheads, everything in between. I mean, it's cold outside, so you probably want to stay away from the Aloha shirts right now and the straw hats, but you never know. Maybe you get a good deal, save them for next summer when it actually is baseball season. Our set is full of decorations from FOCO Plus. Check them out. They've got an array of awesome Connor Bedard bobbleheads that you can't really buy because they've been already sold out before they even exist.
The Michigan one sold out.
No,
it's still there.
You could still pre-order
Right.
the Connor Bedard Michigan bobblehead for $75. Is that what that is? Yes. It probably won't ship out to like the summertime. Look, it's like they don't even have the design yet, and if Jordan Painting's got to be on it with a full diaper.
I hope so.
There's a button.
looks like Jay
Fill
wearing
his diaper.
It just fills it up.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, as the puck goes in, the diaper gets full. It's really cool. Pre-order that now, but don't wait. Like seriously, buy it now because all the other ones are all sold out. They pre-order and sell out. So check
there's
out
only 144.
There can't be many left. So check out FOCO.com or click on the link in the description below. For all non-presale items, use the promo code CHGO10, and they're going to give you 10% off.
All right, the big news of the night, aside from the Blackhawks' 4-1 loss to the Rangers, is that Connor Bedard has been named the Blackhawks, one of the probably the only, but the representative for the Blackhawks.
Get a Jason Dickinson fan vote campaign going.
He is the youngest.
Selena.
Oh, wait, now they've changed the copy.
What?
He's the
the youngest player in the league to play in the All-Star game and the second youngest to appear in All-Star weekend. Okay.
What?
Behind Fleming McKell.
Maybe that's where ESPN
Who's Fleming McKell?
Fleming McKell?
Probably
Sounds like an old prospector.
Probably played in the 40s.
He played, you're right, Greg. He played in the 40s. Look at you.
So he's the second youngest to participate.
In the
Yes.
All-Star weekend.
All right, I'm going to read it verbatim. This is from the Blackhawks. With the selection, Bedard is set to become the youngest player in the league history to play in the NHL All-Star game and the second youngest to appear in All-Star weekend behind Fleming McCall, 18 years old, 166 days.
So Fleming McCall participated
in
All-Star weekend in the 40s.
But what did they do back then?
What did they do?
Maybe he was like the Zamboni driver that game.
Who could get the most pomade in their hair?
Yeah, right. Who could say the most racist things in like 20 minutes?
They still have that competition today, don't they? Maybe he was like the fastest guy to do the Charleston on top of a flagpole.
There you go. Actually, Googling, that's what it was, Greg. That's it. Yes, he won the Charleston contest.
There you go.
He beat out Jimmy Stewart in a narrow competition. No, it's really cool. By the way, the Hawks just announced this. For 98 hours only, you can get 100 level tickets for $98.
Still
Cool.
Still too much.
Nice.
Yeah. But if you want to sit close,
Sure.
it's a good price to sit close.
Yeah.
But this is significant. I mean,
It's awesome.
Obviously, the youngest All-Star in NHL history. Sorry, Fleming, and to your family.
Yeah, but could Connor Bedard do the Charleston?
Probably. He doesn't know what it is. Not interested. But the fact that, like, they went to commercial break teasing the selections, and John Buchacross goes, "You think Connor Bedard will be on there?" Duh. He was a certainty. They show McDavid, and the next guy after McDavid was Bedard.
Of course.
Of course these two are going to make it.
I mean, when you look at the NHL.com article about it, Connor Bedard's the second player mentioned after Connor McDavid.
Right.
Yeah. So, like,
That's where he's at.
Money. That's what the league is getting in Connor Bedard.
And also, if you're thinking about, the every team gets a representative thing is kind of ridiculous. But when you look at it, even if you took that away, he'd still be there. He's near a point per game guy at 18 years old. He's the best rookie in the league. He's the most exciting. He's the most exciting young player in the league, skill wise. So you want him in at least the skills competition.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was no doubt that, aside from him being a complete bust in his first year, which that's not the case, there was no doubt he was going to be there.
They had the graphic before the game started on the local broadcast about comparing Artemi Panarin, who was the last Blackhawk to win the Calder Trophy, his numbers to Connor Bedard's number through 33 games.
37,
and Bedard, 37 games. Because Bedard had 33 points. But Bedard had more goals and more points than Panarin. And Artemi Panarin was playing with Patrick Kane, who was in the midst of an MVP season.
Yeah.
And he still has better number. And he has nobody around him, as we have ad nauseum talked about.
Panarin was 25.
Right.
And Bedard's 18.
He was a grown-ass man.
It's the comparison is as an NHL rookie, but it's completely different situations.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Artemi Panarin was coming in on a team defending Stanley Cup champions, looking to get another one. They were still in their championship window.
Yep.
And
they were the number. Was that the year they were the? No, the
17 was the year.
17 was the year they were the one seed in the West.
Yeah. But yeah, so
I mean,
totally different situations. And Bedard has better numbers than him at the same point in their career.
Yeah. There's no doubt that he was gonna be there, given the season he was having. The NHL Winter Classic this last week was the least watched Winter Classic, and part of that is marketing, part of that is who's in the game, part of that is the saturation of the game, I think. But if you want to flip that, you get Bedard involved in it, and you're probably going to.
Yeah, Elliot Friedman has said that the Hawks are going to be in it. He just doesn't know if it's going to be in Chicago, if they're going to be the road team.
Put it in Chicago.
I mean, yeah. And listen, and that automatically got all the same tired-ass jokes about the Blackhawks.
Yeah,
and
it's still shit on the Hawks season.
Whatever, because you know what? Connor Bedard and the Blackhawks are going to make the league a lot of money.
Yeah, they are.
So when your other fan base's salary cap goes up, you can thank Connor Bedard and the Blackhawks. And it struck me, like, I know the Blackhawks technically hosted the 2019 Winter Classic. They were the home team, even though that was in a different state. If they get the Winter Classic next year, this will be 2025. Mm-hmm. And some people, I was having a conversation with, like, oh, well, you can't do it at Wrigley again. They already had, it'd be 16 years.
Yes, you can.
16 years. That is hard to believe. Oh, sure you can. Fenway's done it twice already.
Yeah, where
else are you going to put it? And people,
Ryan Field.
Some people say, well, you'd like to, that'd be like the Arizona Coyotes of the, like, outdoor games. Let's have it at a field that holds 20,000 people.
And then no one around the nation cares about or knows about.
No. Right. And some people are like, well, why not have it at Sox Park? Well, it doesn't have the allure of Wrigley Field, and I'm sorry, but did we not forget that a certain somebody in high power, the Blackhawks spouse, works for the Cubs? They're not going to go to the White Sox and say, "Hey, let's have the Winter Classic here." So
it just makes the most sense for it to be at Wrigley.
Yeah,
you got the venue is historical. It's hosted it before. The area around it has been upgraded and renovated significantly since the last time it was there. And it's easier to pump it up as a sellout with a 40,000 seat arena than, say, putting it at Soldier Field where you got upper 60s, 70,000 seats. Like, that's a little bit harder to sell out. And I think logistically, Soldier Field's a nightmare.
Soldier Field
to get
sucks.
To. So
everything about Soldier Field.
So Wrigley, even though it's more centralized in the city, I think it would just make the most sense for it to be if we're not doing it out on Lake Michigan.
With the new facilities there, the clubhouses have been upgraded. Yeah. There's actually more seats in there now than there was before, and you have the Gallagher Way, and there's just a lot more around that. There's so many more venues in that area, and it would be, and I think, Hawks host it, and who do they play? Best bet to me. Put your two best players head-to-head in your marquee game.
Connor
McDavid versus Connor Bedard. Get the Oilers in town. Yeah. They'll have a traveling fan base with them that will come here for New Year's Eve. And I know a lot of people say, oh, Blackhawks have had all their gates. Let's get new teams in. Well, we had two new teams in. Literally the two newest teams, and nobody watched it.
Including the defending Stanley Cup champion.
You also had Michigan and Alabama playing at the same time.
Yeah, but every other Winter Classic is gone against Big Ten.
But a lot of people saw that as like the national championship.
Well,
sure. For right or wrong.
Well, the NHL can't control what the matchups are in college football. You can control if you play on New Year's Day, which honestly I would put it the day after, because you have less of a battle with college football on January 2nd.
But then what if it's an NFL day? Then you got to go to January 3rd. I mean, I don't mind a New Year's Day because, and here's the thing, like, a lot of fans will complain, oh, Blackhawks, and we need new teams and all this stuff. What they don't understand is the Winter Classic is not made entirely for people who already love the sport of hockey.
Yeah, you already have them hooked.
Yeah, the Winter Classic is to get more people who don't currently love the sport of hockey to love the sport of hockey. So the Connor Bedard versus Connor McDavid makes the most sense. Here are our two most exciting players in the league.
Market the shit out of that.
And they're playing at this historic ballpark outside. And there are so many people who are now Blackhawk fans who literally weren't even alive the last time the Winter Classic was played in Chicago. And all the people that were at that first one, there's going to be so many people that weren't and are going to experience it for the first time. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah,
think about
it's a no-brainer.
They do the alumni games, right? Oilers, Blackhawks, alumni games. Like, you have some historical.
Paul Coffey could play for the Blackhawks.
He could play for both teams.
Yes, he could switch midway.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Ethan Moreau and Paul Coffey could switch jersey.
There
you go. Another game. Or Chad Kilger.
Duncan Keith could play for both.
Duncan Keith could play for both teams.
Yeah, and you have like the teams from the 80s and 90s that met each other in the playoffs all those years.
Gretzky versus Savard again.
Yeah, I think it'd be awesome. So
it would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I know we were talking about the All-Star game, which is equally as awesome in the moment for Bedard to be there. And yeah, I mean it's going to be in Toronto, so have fun with that media circus, Connor, but I mean it is another opportunity where Bedard is putting the Blackhawks front and center in the league again, and it's I know there's a lot of including in the Winter Classic discussions. It's just like, oh, you're rewarding them after all the things that happened in the past and everything like that, and it's all valid. But from the league standpoint, they want to make their money. So they know the Chicago fan base is a dedicated one, and they know Bedard is a moneymaker. So he's going to be front and center of all the events.
Well, yeah, I mean,
at least Steve Simmons now won't get mad at it. He get some media availability with Connor Bedard.
Oh, there you go.
Sure.
There you go.
Crikey,
Yeah, I mean,
heck.
look, like people are always going to be mad that the Hawks are getting any sort of extra treatment, and
Boo effing who.
fine. Like, all I can say is
Get your team better.
Kyle Beach got his settlement. He seems to be at peace with it. Everybody who was involved with the Hawks at the time, literally everyone, is gone from the organization. Player-wise, too. The only remnant is Brian Campbell. That is the one guy who was in Chicago when the Kyle Beach thing happened that is still with the team in an assistant GM role. That's the one person. Fine. Whatever. People are never going to be happy because they're this program. They hate the Hawks, and so be it. If the Hawks have to be the evil empire, sign me up, because the evil empire usually means you're winning.
Absolutely.
Usually mean things are going well
why,
for you.
Why do all baseball fans hate the Dodgers these days?
Yeah.
Because they want to be the Dodgers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it was Blackhawks Hockey 98 said that Luke Richardson could play for the Oilers alumni.
Actually, yeah.
He could, yeah.
That'd be fun.
That'd be a lot of fun.
That
to
would
see
be
him out
funny.
there.
That would be fun.
Let's
good.
do it. Let's make it happen.
All right, bro.
Okay.
Could you imagine McDavid and Bedard at Wrigley?
Don't be surprised if that
my
happens,
God, bro.
Man.
It's gonna be a beaut.
Whoa! Can you imagine that, dude? And then Luke Richardson and Brent Seabrook would fight. I'm not saying, but bro, it could happen.
Could have a 6 Sally after he scores.
All right,
Sweet.
we got some super chats yet, Steven? All right, let's do those, then we'll pay off our segments and go home. Teferi Torre, hope I said that right, said we selected first overall this season. Slow the F down. We'll be a good team 2 to 3 years from now. This is not microwaving popcorn.
That's a good.
I like that. It's
Ooh,
very
I
nice.
want some popcorn now.
And Lebowski 5 with a $10 super chat says Grant McCagg said that Celebrini is a better prospect than Bedard. He said the only thing that Bedard does better is shoot. Celebrini is better in every other aspect of hockey.
You'll
Not
remember
exaggerating
Grant
there.
McCagg from
Such films.
from such takes as Bedard is a bust because he's 5'9".
Yeah. Grant McCagg is a fucking idiot
There you go.
and has been for many years. He likes to take what everybody loves and then just
He's a
hate it.
contrarian.
Yeah, he sucks.
Yeah,
He's
Celebrini.
a former NHL scout. There's a reason he's
There's
a
a
former
reason.
NHL
Yeah.
scout.
Yeah, Celebrini. No, he's not on the same level as Bedard. Many other well-respected prospect analysts and scouts,
Like all of them.
were asked about Celebrini, like how would he have fit into last year's draft class, and it was behind Bedard, Carlson, and Fantilli would have been Celebrini. So
There you go.
take that for what you will.
Keep in mind, there are people online whose job it is to piss you off. Because all they
Basically.
want is the
people are
engagement. They want your reaction. They want your retweets. They want retweet. This guy's a moron. That doesn't matter.
Mm.
That is
No such thing as
Attention.
bad PR.
that is signal boosting for a troll. So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Just like the former player who's like, hey, pack your shit for Detroit. You've just been traded. And it never happens.
Sure.
Yet year after year after year, people are retweeting and hanging on Mike Commodore's every word.
Speaking of idiots,
Yeah, like, come on. Media literacy. Come on, people.
Yeah.
All right. Who's your Hawk?
Oh yeah.
Mario won. Big deal.
yeah, again,
Wow.
We gotta give love to Megna.
Megna.
The 17th win of the season for Mario.
He's
11 for
starting to pull away.
Greg, who had
Who's gonna come in second?
Big J Dick. And I had Connor Bedard and somehow didn't win.
Hey, I'm going on a 22-game winning streak here.
Yeah.
Eventually,
All right.
feels
And
good.
speaking of Megna.
Feels good on the new haircut.
The 4-star of the game is voted by you, the chat.
Is it Megna?
No, but I want to see the
Darn.
graphic anyway.
All right.
What do we want, the real one first?
Let's see the real one
first.
Real one first.
Fine.
Lame.
Colin Blackwell, boring.
Boring.
Nothing against you, Colin Blackwell, but you don't have the spectacular
have the
graphic
Photoshop.
that Jaycob Megna has. All right, come on. Don't leave us waiting
All
any
right, and in
longer.
second place,
Yeah, there it is. Jacob Megna.
He is the 5th star.
5th star of the
chat.
game.
Jaycob Megna.
There are no.
In all honesty, though, he was the biggest blue line for the Hawks.
Yeah.
That assist was really beautiful.
Great pass.
Really nice heads-up pass. He was a very steady Eddie out there, which is certainly something the Hawks need.
If you show up in your first game with a new team and have the best game score, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
Do that.
And you're probably on a really bad team.
Do that again. Well, yeah, maybe.
Just
but
wait till Derek King coaches them to suck.
Yeah, don't let Derek King coach that Megan guy because he'll be bad all of a sudden.
Get that Schmegma guy off the ice.
Get the Schmegma guy out of here.
That's why they have those shovel people.
Oh,
It takes longer.
I-
Zamboni struggles with
I
that
knew
stuff.
we weren't going to get through a show without
All right. I think
somewhere Brian Sandolau is laughing if he's listening.
we've had Swass, we've had Schmegma. That means it's time to end the damn show. All right. Thanks, everybody, for being with us. Guess what? We're going to do it all
Hey,
again
we-
next
did we-
game
did-
tomorrow night.
Did we hear our favorite music?
We didn't do Connor's Corner.
Got
Oh,
Connor's corner.
shit.
Ah,
All right.
All right.
Sorry.
There it is.
I got it written down and everything.
What did he do tonight? Anything?
He did stuff and things.
he played.
Maybe.
He got
He was
named in the
-2.
All-Star game.
There he is.
He had 3 shots on goal, 6 shot attempts. He changed his tape job. That was a big story today.
Yeah, saw
Yes.
that.
18:54 of ice time. I thought he was pretty good today. Several occasions, he was right in front.
Yeah.
Like in the crease looking for scoring chances.
He had was that from Dickinson that he had the pass right in front
I think
right
it
in
was
front of the
Dickinson,
crease?
yeah.
Yeah.
And they tied up the stick. Hey,
Stick got tied
Blackhawks,
up.
pay attention to that. Tying up sticks. It works.
Yes, it does.
does.
And as you pointed that out, that play, they should use that for video. And they should also show the Jacob Trouba effing goal on repeat. Sometimes just
Yes.
throw the goddamn
Sometimes
puck at the
shoot.
net.
Kevin Korchinski.
So,
Yes.
yeah, sometimes goalies aren't expecting a shot, and that's what happened with.
And even if they are,
Trouba
sometimes they
and
still
Mrazek.
miss them.
Sometimes.
Was there anything new in the graphic? I missed it.
There was
No.
not, no.
All right,
Steamboat Willie was gone.
We can. Well, yeah.
Yeah, that was a one-time.
We can. We got to figure out what we're gonna do for the All-Star nomination and the graphic. How can we commemorate that with something age appropriate for Connor?
yeah.
I don't know. Can we find
Once we see what the jerseys look like, we can just hang one on his wall.
It's true. Yeah.
get a little
Little trophy.
something like that.
Yeah, a little
We'll
trophy.
find something. Maybe they'll come out with a Tommy Hawk doll in the All-Star jersey.
Yeah. Or Campbell's Soup
if he-
stars and a double stars.
Here's something that he's definitely going to be in the skills competition, right?
Oh yeah, no doubt.
If he
No
wins that,
doubt.
he wins. Well, he doesn't win $1 million because half of it goes to charity. But like 500,000, big old pile of cash
Not
under his
bad.
race car bed.
It's not bad. Maybe he'll super chat it after a game.
Maybe
That'd be
Think of-
great.
Think of all the Bluey episodes you could buy with that.
you could buy all the seasons on DVD and Blu-ray.
That's right. All right. Now we're going to go. Sorry.
Yes.
Before we
Yeesh.
leave,
Yes.
a reminder. Yes. Tomorrow, 12:30 Central Time, puck drop. USA versus Sweden for the World Junior Championship gold medal. 4 Blackhawks prospects playing for Team USA: Gavin Hayes, Sam Renzel, Oliver Moore, and Frank Nazar. So go USA, go! You can
USA.
watch it on the NHL Network in the U.S. and I think it's on TSN in Canada for our Canadian friends, and internationally, it's on somewhere. I don't know where.
Doesn't matter.
I know we have a lot of international fans, but couldn't tell you where to find it.
Me neither. All
But
right.
yeah, go
NHL
USA.
Network.
I've got a USA themed shirt ready to go for tomorrow.
Perfect.
You've had one all week. Love it. It's beautiful. All right.
And those two countries, as sorry, I know we want to leave. I just this is what I said during the game. I was just like, all these post game shows, we can't really get all the stuff out we want. Our friend from Elite Prospects, Cam Robinson, pointed out that the last 3, this age group of Team Sweden and Team USA have met at the 2022 U18 Worlds for gold, 2023 U18 Worlds for gold, and the 2023 World Juniors last year for bronze. was USA and Sweden. So this is like a series for these kids going against each other, and it was I believe it was Rutger McGordy, wonderful name. Captain of the U.S. said that talking about the rivalry between the U.S. and Sweden, he said they stole our gold medal from the U18s. So U.S. is coming out looking for some revenge. So I'm excited for tomorrow afternoon's game. I'm going to refrain from using anything in my house that's from IKEA.
I'm going to set it on fire, which is all my furniture.
It's going to be a good day. Yeah, I don't know where I really don't know where I'm going to sit or where I'm going to sleep tonight, but I'll figure it out.
Yes.
All in the name of the U.S.
That's dedication.
Yep.
Am I good?
I'm done. Can we bro for 30 more seconds?
Bro, don't forget.
I'm just telling you, bro.
Don't be surprised if U.S. wins gold tomorrow, bro.
USA.
Oh, it's going to be so sweet.
All right, I'm done.
All right. This wonderful show is proudly powered by ComEd.
But wait.
But wait, there's more.
It's getting easier for your business to switch to electric vehicles. Learn more at ComEd.com/clean. And hey, on your way out, smash that like button for us. A smash guarantees a USA gold medal. So hammer that button, damn it.
Go.
And we'll talk to you tomorrow, 5:30 pregame, roughly 8:45 or so postgame.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same deal as today. We'll talk to you tomorrow on the
score
CHGO
might be the same too.
Blackhawks podcast.
We all silly like the mayor.